Hello everyone, Diane here. My retirement vlog for Wednesday, January 25th, 2023. Let me tell you what I was going to do. I was going to come on and say, I don't have much to report. Well, I don't have much, so I should say I do have a lot to report, but not much to show because I haven't made a very big dent in any of my whips over the last week. But not excuses, but actual reasons for why things kind of slowed down. I was working on this. This is a Stephen West painted brick shawl. I only got maybe 4 rows, 6 rows done, 8 rows probably on that. And you want to know why? As much as I try to hide my stuff and put it up on the highest shelf in the living room, my dog gets. He's now getting the yarn. He's not getting the projects or the needles any longer. He's getting the yarn. And this particular yarn was wound on the ball winder, so it was a very nice wound ball. Well, he took it all apart all over the living room. What was I doing? I was doing something and my husband was with him, and I left for like 5 minutes and I came back and he goes, "You're not going to be happy. Look at that." I go, "No, I'm not happy." So the next morning, it took me like all morning to get this thing untangled. It took 2 movies. And actually, I wasn't much in the mood of doing anything that morning because the dog, the elder dog, had been sick for 2 nights in a row and kept whining and crying, and we were up with her all night. And so I needed to sleep that morning, but instead I was winding my yarn. But after I got it all wound, I was able to do a few rows. So rather than saying what I didn't do, I have to focus on what does get done. And I hope you all do that, because here we are at the end of January and many people have probably had New Year's resolutions that they wanted to keep going with. And maybe you're not as revved up right now and are not liking your progress, but just think of how further along you are, or how further along you are today as compared to where you were on December 25th. Well, that's Christmas. Let's say that during that week, all the things you wanted to do, a lot of things are getting done, but we're not giving ourselves credit because we're looking at what we haven't done. But we're doing. I showed you this sock last week. Not a lot of progress on that. Same story. He took this ball all apart. He took that ball all apart, and this is what those look like. So when he takes that apart, it was really tangled. So I got that untangled, and I got the cuff done, and I put in the 1 row of the white, and now I'm starting, you can see a little bit of the blue. So the blue spruce trees are going to be starting now. Again, did I make much progress? No, but I got this back to a usable ball of yarn. So there's those 2 things. What else happened? Oh, I finally got to the store and got, this is funny. I made myself what I called a comprehensive list, and I have long pieces of paper, pads that are long. And what I did was, hang on 1 second, and I'll get back to you about my list. I hear a funny noise in my kitchen. I have to check. I knew I heard something that didn't sound right. He got into the recycling box, I guess, and got a box of Ritz cracker, an empty box of Ritz crackers that he was tearing apart under Dennis's bed. And he's getting so tall that he can grab baby wipes off the bathroom counter. That means I have to start pushing everything back, or keep the door closed, or I'm trying to find out why I left this door open so he could get in. Go lay in your bed. Play with lamb chop. Between an elderly dog who's sick all night and a young puppy who's mental all day long, just crazy problems. Okay. So what else did I not get done? No, don't look at it that way. What did I accomplish? I went to the stores. Oh, I know, I was talking about my list. I made this comprehensive list that was very long, and it said comprehensive list of what I need. And I've just recently gotten on to where I want to do some bags. So I was I made a list of bag supplies I needed, like some certain types of magnets and size magnets and webbing and belt buckle, parachute buckle, I think they call it. And I had the interfacing, but I wanted a different color fabric, so I got some fabrics. So I stopped at Joann, and I had the list for one of my bags that was printed out from the internet, and then I had my quote comprehensive list of all the things I needed that day, craft wise. Then the knitting needles I needed to replace the ones chewed up by Oliver. Then groceries that I needed over at the Market Basket, and then all the things that I want and need that I have to order or go look at in stores and pick up because I want a new set of knives, I want a new set of dishes, I want new pots and pans, and I want a KitchenAid mixer. And I have plans for all that. And I didn't mean that I was going to buy that all yesterday, but it was like my list because now I'm getting into lists and crossing things off lists. So I put that list in my pocket while I was at Joann's because I had to look at my printed out list from the internet about the sizes of the bag supplies. And then I put that bag supplies back in my pocket because I couldn't get what I needed at Joann's. Then I went looking for my other list that had the lost it. I lost that stupid list someplace in Joann's, and I back traced where I went, followed the breadcrumbs backwards, and of course, it must be lost. I probably put it on a counter somewhere. So somebody's going to see that list and say, wow, this person is crazy buying all these things all on the same day. Pots and pans, knives, what the heck? She's setting up an apartment. So crazy. I lost it. I got to do it over again. And I'm not sure I'll remember everything that I had on it. Anyhow, I couldn't get the stuff I needed at Joann's, and that was a disappointment. One, because I had a gift card and coupons, and two, Ryko's is closed. I always went right to Ryko's when I needed like old-fashioned kind of bag making supplies and webbing or magnets, any kind of D-rings, clasp clamps, anything like that. And I'm not sure exactly how much of that Blackstone Valley quilting carries. So I set out to go to Lorraine because I thought Lorraine's would probably have a lot of what I needed. So I got the knitting needles at Joann's with part of my gift certificate. But because I didn't have my list, I bought 4s instead of 5s for this other set of needles that he wrecked. But that's no big deal because I'm not using the 5s right away. So that's okay. Then I was going on, it told me to go 95 South, so, because I was in Attleboro. I was going 95 South, and then I thought to myself, yikes, I should have gone to Hobby Lobby. I bet they have everything. And I went to Hobby Lobby. They didn't have the magnets. They didn't have the webbing. Their like belting and all that stuff was on sale, but they only carried, it seemed like, narrow widths. Same thing with, no, I found the belt buckle, the parachute buckle, whatever they call it. I needed 1.5 inches, so I got that there in case the other stores I was planning on going to didn't have them. So then I went and I said, I'll go back. So then I continued following 95 South through to Pawtucket and to Pine Street to Mineral Spring. And I got to Lorraine's and I got the webbing and I got the magnets and I even bought extra zippers in case I need them. Because I've really got an itch to make these 2 bags. I didn't bring pictures of them, but I'll show you the bags next week. I think I spoke about them last week, but never got around to getting all the supplies I needed. So anyway, my point today is when you make your list of 100 things and you only do 50, don't rag on yourself for the 50 that didn't get done. Really pat yourself on the back for what you did get done and how much you did accomplish, because we can't accomplish everything in a day. Now that do I have it? Oh yeah, now that I've got the needles, I went back and cleaned up my thrums, and I pulled it all back because the dog got these too, and he chewed up some. I think I showed you that last week. So what I did is I went back to the cuff, and because I thought some stitches were slipped and gone. So now I have 2 rows of thrums done, and they're looking better than the original ones were because now I'm back in the groove of it, and hopefully there'll be more work done on the thrums for next time. So I'm just waiting to start. It's supposed to start snowing around 3 o'clock. It's 2:58 right now and the skies are gray. They look like they're full of snow. Tonight's a meeting night for the group that may turn into the next knitting guild. I'm hoping people are going to show up. I have a feeling a lot of people won't because it's going to be like snowing and then it's going to rain while we're there and then it'll be raining on the way home. But because I asked people to go, I'm definitely going. But I have a Subaru and can't beat a Subaru. I never have gotten, knock on wood, knock on wood, I've never gotten stuck with my Subaru. So hopefully tonight will be the same. So remember, keep a positive outlook on this 2023. And no matter where you are in your resolutions, keep going. Just keep going because you'll do it. You will. And focus on the positive, not the negative. All right. See you next time. Bye now.